3 go. Hello, my astrology friends. This is Lada from AstroladaOfficial, and we're coming to a pivotal time in June. Oh, no, sorry, in May, when Jupiter will change signs, and this will shift where abundance, where opportunities are coming from. It will shift a new area of our life. Will start giving. And here to lead us through the 12 signs and the meaning of Jupiter in Gemini is the beautiful and very knowledgeable astrologer Karine. Hello, Karine.
Hi, Lada.
I love that you always choose Jupiter for all your videos. You
I
want to
like
get
Jupiter.
You love Jupiter, obviously. For me, Jupiter does very little, to be honest. Sometimes it's like hit and miss for me. Sometimes, because Jupiter is very weak in my horoscope, but sometimes it gives a lot, sometimes nothing. But you're a Leo, as far as I remember.
Yes.
Jupiter for you must be power planet. And by the way, Karine is offering a promotional reading for you. If anyone wants a personal reading with her, this is the 12-month ahead annual transits video. Is it a video? How do you do it? A consultation?
Yes, recording.
Recording. If you'd
Yes.
want that, it's a very nice discount. She's giving you 30% on this reading. I'll put a link below in the description if you want to connect with Karine. So now I give you the word. I know you always prepare very well and you're full of information. I'm not going to interrupt you. You have the stage.
Thank you, Lada. So today we're going to talk about Jupiter changes sign to Gemini on 26th of May, and it will stay there approximately for a year until 10th of June 2025. And usually the house that Jupiter transits brings growth, expansion, and opportunities in that area of life. So that's why Jupiter is a benefic planet by nature, because usually it alleviates a lot of stress and struggle in your life. And usually it brings a lot of pleasant, beneficial outcomes. And in Vedic astrology, according to different rising signs, Jupiter is functional malefic planets. So some of the rising signs, Jupiter acts like functional malefic planets, but it doesn't mean Jupiter is negative, but it just means it can bring out some of the negative sides of Jupiter's qualities, especially when you have this in transits and also in your Mahadasha, it can have some influence.
What would be the negative sides of Jupiter? They're still good, but it's more like overspending, overdoing things rather than something really negative.
Yeah, correct. Like overindulgence, overpromising, overreaching, excessiveness, and greed. And this is just something you need to pay attention to. It's nothing, because Jupiter is a benefic planet by nature, so it's not going to do something bad to you, but the bloating energy can make you feel a little bit like not grounded. So yeah, and I'll break it down for you when we go through the 12 signs. And the reading is good if you check your rising sign as well as your moon sign, because moon rules our mind and consciousness. Like you feel the reading resonates with you more when you look at the transits from your moon. And because it reflects how you feel and your perception of your life experiences. And also, if you're born in the nighttime and if your moon is strong in the natal charts, you should definitely check the transits from your moon placements.
I feel
And
the transits from my sun sign as well, even though I'm born at night, because I have many planets in the same sign. So if people want to
yeah,
go to their sun sign,
yeah, because you have stellium in
mm,
one sign, I remember, right?
Aries, yeah, yeah. But I definitely feel transits from the moon, from the sun, and the ascendant.
All together.
Yes, so we have 3 areas that can go well with Jupiter going.
Yeah. And definitely you can combine all these three and then you can have a clear picture like what to expect in the next 12 months. And usually I use the tropical zodiac and whole sign house system, and I apply all the Vedic astrology's techniques in my readings. So please don't use any unequal house system when you watch this video. Now let's go through 12 signs. So the first one is Aries. For Aries risings and moon, Jupiter will move through your third house. And third house rules our material, our mental process and intellect. And it shows how you approach and analyze problems and how you perceive information. And it rules learning process, communication, and third house also rules short distance travels and younger siblings. And third house is a very busy house. So it's a house, and in Vedic astrology, third house is actually a very tough house because this is the house that you have to fight for making your desires come true. So when Jupiter transits the third house, your conscious mind will become very busy. There will be things going on in your life and decisions that you need to make. And your schedule will become very, very busy during these transits. And there will be a lot of communications, planning to do, and things to be arranged. And Jupiter is transiting the sign of Gemini. So it's Mercury's sign. So you might be drawn to learn Mercury-related skills or knowledge, or even upgrade your devices, because third house, especially for Aquarius, this is your third house, and third house is in Gemini. So devices, you might want to upgrade your devices under this influence. And for Aries risings and moon, Jupiter is ruling your ninth house, transiting the third. So there might be opportunities to teach, to share your ideas, to express your mind. And Saturn is currently moving through the 12th house. So you might feel a little bit like a lack of energy, and maybe your sleep is not so well. So with a busier schedule ahead for Aries risings and moon, it's very important for you to learn to relax and find a way to relax and unwind properly for the next 12 months. And third house rules commercial activities. So this is a good time for those who are interested in creating a side business project or starting a business. Jupiter will bring you a lot of inspirations and ideas, so you can take actions in that area of life. And if you already work in business field or own a business, this transit will bring you various benefits to your business endeavors. For example, if you're a sales professional or self-employed looking to acquire more clients and expand your business, this transit will be very supportive because your communication skills will flow and improve. So you're able to articulate yourself more effectively. And that also means like marketing, PR, advertising will go very well under this transit as well. And when Jupiter transits the third house, because third house is a social house, so it will increase your social life, more interactions and communications with others, with the people in your local area, or on the daily basis that you interact with. So maybe your teammates, maybe your siblings, maybe your neighbors, or maybe the people in your village. And for Aries risings, Jupiter is a functional benefic planet. So that means when Jupiter transits the third house and aspecting the ninth, it will have a positive impact on your mind and mental process. Jupiter's influence can make you feel more optimistic and positive. It can enhance your intellectual activities. And the ninth house is associated with higher learning, and Jupiter's influence will increase your curiosity and interest in learning. So this is a good period for students, but if you're not a student, this is also very supportive for any type of learning or educational pursuits that you may have. And there can be also more travels because third house rules short distance travels. And Jupiter transit the third house is aspecting, looking at the ninth house, which is the long distance journeys. So you not only travel long distance, but also within the local area. So overall for Aries risings, you will spend more time on the move during this transit. And Jupiter transit the third house is aspecting 7th and 11th houses. So you can see from this chart. And that means 3rd, 7th, and 11th houses, they are karma houses, social houses. Your social life will definitely become busier under this influence. And this can bring a lot of color to your life for the next 12 months for Aries risings and moon. Now the next one is Taurus. So for Taurus risings and moon, Jupiter will transit your second house. The second house is the house below the first house. So it supports the body because first house rules your body, and whatever supports the body, that means it's your family, money, resources, and food. So for Taurus risings and moon, Jupiter is ruling your 11th house, transiting the second. So that means the money that you earn goes into your wallet. Second house is your wallet. And Jupiter brings opportunity to secure your financial situation. It brings opportunities for gaining more money. So financial improvements, investment improvements are possible under this influence. And at the same time, Saturn is transiting a good house for Taurus, 11th house. So it shows that Saturn is actually quite good in the 11th house because the 11th house is the house that you need to also put in the efforts in order to achieve your goals. So for Taurus rising and moon, if you have been working hard towards your career goals or material achievements in the past 14 months, Saturn transit 11th house can bring steady income and recognition of your work. Slowly but surely. So this is good because the money that you earn goes into the second house. Jupiter is transiting your second house, and Jupiter is the lord of your 11th house. So this is a favorable transit for Taurus risings and moon, particularly for Taurus moon, because moon rules our consciousness and our perception. So Jupiter transit the second from the moon, you will feel more secured and supported. And there's a sense of security coming from within, that you feel more prosperous. You feel like whenever you need, there are resources available for you. And the resources can be cash, gifts, donation, or opportunities, or people skills that you can utilize. And those supports will help you to approach your goals closer. And for Taurus risings and moon, even though if there's no significant improvement in your money situation, you will still feel safe about your finances. And I think it's very important because Taurus is earth sign and they need this sense of security. So with Jupiter transiting the second house, it gives you that. And Jupiter is a significator of higher wisdom. So it will help you see the bigger picture when it comes to money. And if you're not very good at managing your resources, this transit will be very helpful. It will make you aware and inspired to learn more about finances. So you could better manage your assets, possessions, investments, and also make better financial decisions. For Taurus risings, Jupiter is ruling your 8th house and transiting the second. 8th house rules joint resources, joint money, assets. And then it also rules the money that you get from other people. So other people's money also comes into your wallet, and you could expect unexpected gains coming your way. For example, like money comes from your spouse. Perhaps your spouse get a pay rise, or your business partner contributes more, or you gain from your investments or lawsuits, lotteries or tax return, donations, or even inheritance. But for Taurus risings, Jupiter is a functional malefic planet. So when the 8th house lord is transiting the second house, it could also trigger some anxiety and fears around money. So even though it's actually quite a good transit, but somehow, because like I said, Taurus needs a sense of security, so it can somehow also trigger some of the deep anger, fear in regards to money, as well as some unexpected changes in relation to money, resources, and possessions. But no need to afraid. It could be just the fluctuation of your money situation. For example, because Saturn is currently transiting your 11th house. So the money that you earn comes into your wallet and you use the money to invest something. So there's a constant like cash flow in and out in your wallet. So make sure that you have enough money to manage any potential changes during for the next 12 months. And like I said, because Jupiter is a functional malefic planet, and second house is not just your wallet, it's also about your personal possessions. So maybe you might end up spending more money on, like I said, investments or items and so on. But as long as you spend on something valuable that can bring you some benefits in the future, then that's okay. And second house also rules our values. So if your values are more non-materialistic, you can also have tremendous growth in those areas with these transits. For example, your self-worth will also grow as well. And Jupiter transit the second house is aspecting the sixth. So you will make your schedule very busy. You'll be busy with your work, and you might be required to have more work responsibilities or work long hours. And at the same time, because Jupiter is also aspecting the 10th house, so the more you put in your job, your career, the more that you can get rewarded with your efforts. Because don't forget, Saturn is transiting the 11th house. The more you put in, the more you can get. So that was for Taurus rising and moon. For Gemini risings and moons, Jupiter will transit your first house. And Jupiter transit the first house is very important because in Vedic astrology, whenever a planet is crossing your rising degree and goes retrograde, that makes the planets and its transits extremely important. And Jupiter and Saturn usually go retrograde when they transit one sign. So that's why those planets, they're very important when it comes to transits. And when people have Jupiter transit the first house, the major experience they're going to notice is expansion, like expansion in your money situation, because Jupiter is a significator of money, expansion in your wisdom, expansion in your level of happiness. And the experiences during this transit is not necessarily exclusive. You could experience them all. And during this transit, Jupiter will bring opportunities to improve your financial situation. It could be that you just started working and earning for the first time, or you start to make more money with your business or with your side projects. And overall, you can expect some improvements in your money situation. And for Gemini risings and moon, Rahu is transiting your 11th house. So that also emphasizes money making, multiple income streams, and your desire for financial achievements and long-term prospects. So that actually goes well when Jupiter comes into the first house because it brings opportunities for that. And you can also notice the expansion in your money situation. And when you have a little bit of more money, it does give you a sense of freedom, allowing you for greater choice. For example, you have freedom to choose whatever you like, choose what you like to eat, the course that you like to take. And also you have money to explore the world and also to create more creation. And it takes away the pressure to fight for survival, because when we don't have money, we're actually fighting for survival, and we don't have that capacity to create something bigger and greater. So when you have a little bit of more money, you are able to evolve personally, professionally, and spiritually. So this is exactly the blessings coming from Jupiter. So Jupiter is not just give you money. Jupiter also gives you the deeper meaning when it comes to money, the freedom to choose. And in Vedic astrology, Jupiter gets directional strength when it's in the first house. So even though Jupiter is not so strong when it's in Gemini, but transiting the first house does give Jupiter extra power. So it brings a positive influence to your immediate environments, and you'll be able to see improvements in every aspect of your life. And you'll feel like life becomes easier and more enjoyable. Especially Gemini risings and moons, you just completed Jupiter's transits in the 12th house in the past 12 months. So you will definitely feel a sense of fresh starts and new possibilities coming your way over the next 12 months. And Jupiter transit the first house expands your curiosity, inspiring you to learn new things, meet new people, Like Rahu is also transiting your 11th house, so expanding your social circles. And Jupiter transit the first house inspire you to explore the world. So there could be more travels, or maybe you have a strong desire to travel. First house rules the body, and Jupiter brings more prana, life force to the body. So you will feel good about your physical energy and health. And Jupiter will also increase your self-confidence, how you feel about yourself, how you envision your future. And when Jupiter transits the first house, opportunities for new career will present themselves. So if you've been trying to start something but having difficulties, now is a good time because you will feel more confidence in your actions, the things that you want to do in life. And this is also a good time for business development. Especially for Gemini risings and moons, Saturn is currently transiting the 10th house. Saturn transiting the 10th house is also a big deal. So if you have been dedicating a lot of efforts to your professional path and status over the past 14 months and still feeling a little bit stuck, unsure, because Jupiter was transiting your 12th house. So when the planets transiting the 12th house, it gives a sense of uncertainty. So no matter what you're putting the efforts into your career path, you might still feel like you're not sure. But when Jupiter shifts into the first house, you can start to expect more opportunities and opening coming your way. And first house is where the sun rises. It symbolizes the beginning of birth, the beginning and birth, and it rules the self. So for Gemini risings, Jupiter is ruling your 7th house and 10th house, transiting the first house. 7th house rules other people. 10th house is the highest point of the charts. So it strongly indicates that you bring back a lot of attention and focus to the self. So it's like a birth of new self. It brings focus on your personal growth and your worldly actions, your career, like what you like to do in the society, and your manifestation, like what you like to manifest for the next 12 months. And also, like I said, the 10th house is the highest point of the charts. It symbolizes visibility. So when the Lord of 10th transiting the first house, you will get noticed and visible, which is very true because Rahu is also transiting your 11th house. You'll definitely expands your social network circles. You'll meet more people. That's why your visibility will increase. And Jupiter transit the first house, ruling your 10th house, transiting the first house, you'll become more assertive, productive, and confident. So it helps success in your career. So overall, for Gemini risings and moon, this is a big shift, especially Jupiter was finishing the cycle in your 12th house in the past 12 months, and now coming into the first house. At the same time, in the past year and also the future year, Saturn is transiting your 10th house. So it feels like it's a year of manifestation, like manifesting the things that you want to do in life, birthing something, and it's about new beginnings. It's about growth and expansion, both on your personal and professional level. So please, like a comment below, tell us your stories of what happened when Jupiter transited your 12th house, because we can all learn together. Now for Cancer risings and moon. So this is a completely different story from Gemini, because for Cancer risings and moon, Jupiter is going to move into your 12th house. And 12th house is also a very important house, because 12th house is a house of completion. It's a house of accumulation of all your previous experiences. And 12th house is a composite of all the other houses. So when the planets transit here, especially Jupiter and Saturn, because they usually stay one sign longer, it always brings a sense of surrendering, completion, finishing things up, and uncertainty. Like you're still doing something, you're still exploring something, but you're just not sure. Because 12th house is behind the ascendant, is behind you. So it's not visible to your eyes. It's not visible to your conscious level. So it can be a little bit uncomfortable. And Jupiter is a significator of money, children, education, religion, and husbands in woman's charts in Vedic astrology. So you could have some realization and deep insights regarding those topics in the next 12 months. Or maybe you have some reflection on those topics. And you might willingly or unwillingly let go of certain beliefs and ideas under this influence. And for Cancer, risings and moon, Jupiter transit the 12th house could be more spiritual because Saturn is currently transiting your 9th house. So this is another house about your philosophy. And Saturn transiting the 9th house is about restructuring your belief system, your philosophy, your values. Or maybe you're taking courses to deepen your higher mind, to try to understand things or try to understand religious understanding. And currently, Ketu is moving through your 4th house. And 4th house is a house of inner happiness. So it could prompt a deeper exploration of your inner emotional states and spiritual roots. And you may feel a strong pull towards understanding your subconscious mind. So that's why I said, because Jupiter is transiting the 12th house, that's the moksha house. Ketu is transiting the 4th house, another moksha house. Saturn is transiting the 9th house, that's the higher mind. So that's why for the next 12 months, it could be more spiritual, internal for Cancer risings. And Cancer is a water sign, so they feel a lot. So a lot of shifts happen inside. And all these factors leads to tremendous inner growth for Cancer risings and moon for the 12 months, especially for Cancer moon, because like I said, the moon rules how you feel, your perception for your experiences. And Jupiter transit the 12th house also expands your interest in spirituality, psychology, the esoteric knowledge. Or maybe you are more interested in the imagination, music, art, design, or the invisible world. And you can definitely get a lot of benefits from learning those subjects because Saturn is in your 9th house. If you are restructuring your belief system, maybe you want to figure out something, and maybe you try to understand something bigger, more meaningful. On the more mundane level, the transit is very good for people who work behind the scenes or people who spend long hours doing their work alone. For example, like research work, reading, translating, writing, editing, computer work. And this transit could be very supportive for those professional fields. 12th house is a house of letting go and surrendering. So earlier I mentioned that Saturn is transiting the 9th house. It's about restructuring, deepening your philosophy or trying to understand something. And Jupiter is the lord of your 9th house, transiting the 12th house, the house of letting go, surrendering. So this is also another indication that something in your belief system, which either you have to let go or you have to change. And Lord of 9th house transiting the 12th house can also indicate some travel expenses because the 12th house rules expenses. And it could be study related expenses or travel expenses, or it could be both. For example, you spend money on studying abroad. Overall, for Cancer risings and moon, the transits could be a period of introspection. Like I said, a lot of things happening inside, like a lot of shifts happening internally. So with Jupiter is transiting in the house of letting go and surrendering. And like I said, 12th house is behind you, is not visible. So there's a sense of uncertainty. You're finishing something, but at the same time, because Saturn is transiting the 9th house, Jupiter transiting the 12th house, you might be wanting to explore something. You're still doing that, but there's still a sense of uncertainty, like you're not sure. So that's okay, but it's definitely a good time for internal and spiritual growth. And if you decide to study something that can help you deepen your mind, you'll benefit from that a lot. Now, for Leo risings and moons, Jupiter will transit your 11th house. 11th house rules gangs, recognition, titles, and honors, and all the benefits that we get from the society. And it rules our long-term dreams and hopes, our social contacts, network circles, community, elderly siblings. And for Leo risings, you have just finished Jupiter transiting the 10th house, which could have brought you a lot like different opportunities in regards to your career development or some improvement in your work situation. Now, Jupiter is moving through your 11th house, second from the 10th. So you can expect some rewards and recognition from your work in the next 12 months. So if you work for yourself, it's a very beneficial time to expand your clientele audience. And it is a good idea for Leo risings and moon to build connections. You know, you can meet some interesting people who might open your mind and bring opportunities to your life, and which can lead to long-term prospects and business success or your personal success or financial gains. And Jupiter transits the 11th house because the 11th house is the money that you earn. So it brings a lot of opportunities to increase financial security and material comfort, which can alleviate some stress in life because it takes away the pressure that you need to fight for survival. And for Leo risings, Jupiter is ruling your 8th, transiting the 11th. So social contacts and friend circles might go through some changes. And it could be that you start a new course and you meet new people, or maybe you change of a work environment, so you get to interact with people that you don't normally socialize with. But Jupiter transit the 11th house will definitely open you up to different friend circles, both on personal and professional levels. And like I said, it's very important for Leo risings and moon to build new connections. And during this transit, Jupiter can bring a lot of insights and ideas to your long-term dreams and goals. And it's a good time to set out a clear vision, aligning your goals, whether it's your professional recognition or financial achievements. And 11th house is associated with technology, innovation, and new ideas. And Jupiter is transiting the sign of Gemini. So for Leo risings and moons, you might find yourself interested in learning about new technologies, computer science, AI, or a new form of communication, because Gemini is about communication of any kind, and which can be beneficial for the long run, because the 11th house, it is about your long-term goals. And 11th house is a money house, money-making house. And Jupiter transit here can also bring improvements in your source of income, even multiple income streams. And with Saturn is currently transiting your 8th house, also bringing the focus to money, because 8th house is other people's money, but Saturn is looking at the 2nd house. So the money access here. And Jupiter transiting the 11th house, this is another money house. So for Leo risings and moons, money can be a focus for the next 12 months, because you might have the chance to explore different sources of income. So when you have a little bit of more money, how are you going to use your money? And what are you going to do with your money? And what's the money? What are you going to do with the joint resources with your partner or with your business partner? And how can you generate sustaining income for yourself to support yourself? And how do you learn to make better financial decisions? So these will be the focus and also the things that you reflect on for the next 12 months. And change gears, because Jupiter transit the 11th house is aspecting 5th house and 7th house. So it can bring opportunities for single Leos. You will become more friendly and open to meeting new people and making new friends. So there's a good chance for you to grow the connection into a long-term personal relationship. And Jupiter is ruling your 5th house, transiting the 11th house and aspecting the 5th house. So Jupiter is the lord of your 5th, transiting the 11th and looking back the 5th house. So this is an auspicious combination. It shows that Jupiter is giving blessings and protection to 5th house matters. So that means you can have more fun and you will be very creative, and it's very good for your relationship with your children or with your students, your teaching or education. And Jupiter is aspecting the 7th house, which is your partnerships, trading, and negotiation. So if you work in the business field, or if you work for yourself, self-employed, you will do very well in the marketplace during this transit. Whether if you're in the partnership or if you're doing business alone, there will be more opportunities for you to go into the market, especially Jupiter is transiting the 11th house. That's also another house of markets. So your visibility will increase. For Virgo risings and moon, Jupiter will move into your 10th house, the highest point of the charts. And this is the house of visibility and fame. And 10th house also rules your worldly actions. So what do you want to do in society? And usually it's through career. 10th house also rules our public image. And Jupiter transit the 10th house is great for your career development, especially Jupiter is a functional benefic planet for Virgo risings. It brings positive influence to the 10th house. It brings more opportunities and open more doors for you. You can expect improvements in your work situations and social status. And you will become more ambitious and focused, which can help you accomplish a lot of tasks during this transit. And 10th house is an angular house. It's an action house. So Jupiter will bring luck and blessings in your actions related to your career. So it's very important. The key word here is actions, because 10th house is the action house. So not just planning, not just thinking, but you need to put into actions. And Jupiter will definitely give you blessings in that aspect. And when Jupiter moves through the 10th house, you will see new ways to move forward from your current situation, your job situation, and new ways to elevate your business and social image. 10th house also rules our bosses, supervisors, and people with power. So you can also find them support you. They probably bring you a lot of opportunities for you to shine, or they recognize your efforts. And Jupiter transit the 10th house will bring you opportunities in your professional field. Sometimes it's a whole new department or a whole new phase of your professional development. And so promotion is possible, new position is possible, or it could be a new territory. And for Virgo risings and moon, even though if there's no promotion, you will still become very significant in your position with more responsibilities and people depending on you. Jupiter transit the 10th house is aspecting the 6th house. So the more work that you put in, you can also get more visibility, because Jupiter is transiting the 10th house. And Jupiter transit the 10th house looking at the 6th house, you can expect a very busy schedule in your workplace in the next 12 months. And for Virgo risings, Jupiter is ruling your 4th house, transiting the 10th. So this could indicate increased responsibilities in your home environments as well. So for example, like moving houses, renovation, or taking care of your family or education. And Jupiter is your lord of 4th house, transiting the 10th, aspecting the 4th house. So this is actually very good, because that means Jupiter is also giving blessings and luck in the 4th house matters. For example, if you want to move house, and if you anything to do with the property matters. And also for Virgo risings, this can also bring some very nice period of time with your family in your home environment. especially for Virgo risings, if you have your descendant degree around 2 to 7, because Saturn was transiting your 7th house around 2 to 7. So if your descendant degree is around those, you can feel the stress and challenge in your internal, like very intimate relationship. And it could happen in your family. But this year, because Saturn passing already passes those degrees, and Jupiter is aspecting the 4th house. So if that happened last year, like if you had some kind of stressful situation within the house or with your spouse or with your children this year, with Jupiter aspecting the 4th house, you can expect a better period for relationships. So that was for Virgo. Libra risings and Libra moon, Jupiter will move into your 9th house. 9th house is one of the most auspicious house in Vedic astrology. It rules our outlook on life, your higher wisdom, your higher mind, higher education. It rules religious understanding, philosophy, gurus, teachers, foreign travels, and cultures. 9th house is Jupiter's house, and Jupiter moved through the 9th houses, aspecting 1st and 5th house, all the trinal houses. So Jupiter would definitely alleviate a lot of pressure for Libra risings and moon, and you will bring a lot of positivity in the next 12 months. Jupiter transit the 9th house will take you into a higher learning. If you happen to undertake any sort of higher education, it will go really well. And because you understand things quickly and better. So, and also you can have some supports from your teachers, lecturers, tutors. So this is actually a very good time to undertake any diploma or degree if you want to further study something. Especially for Libra risings, Jupiter is ruling your 6th house, transiting the 9th. So you might need to take some courses or degrees to further your job. And Jupiter is transiting the sign of Gemini. Gemini rules devices and communication of any form. And you might be drawn to learn those areas or upgrade a new skill regarding those areas. For example, like new digital tool, new research method, new way of teaching, or maybe you're actually taking a course to learn some tool, actual tool. But anyways, you will become more curious during this transit, and you also be open to learning new things. Jupiter transit the 9th house will bring opportunities for foreign travels and connections. But because Jupiter transit the 9th house is also aspecting the 3rd house, which is the local area. So you're not only just traveling in distant lands, like long distance travels, there's also a possibility that you travel in neighbor countries or you take more time on short trips. And overall, for Libra risings and moons, you will spend more time on the move. And Jupiter is looking at the 1st and the 5th house. So when you travel, Jupiter will give blessings to your travels. The 9th house rules foreigners, foreign connections, and foreign cultures. If your business is related to import-export, it will go very well. And if your work is to do with academia, education of any kind, it will also go smoothly under this influence. Overall, for Libra risings, your outlook on life will become more positive and optimistic for the next 12 months. And Jupiter transit the 9th house is aspecting the 1st house. So this is good for Libra risings because 1st house rules you, your physical body, your health. And Saturn is currently transiting your 6th house. So it could have brought up some health concerns in the past 14 months. Maybe you became more aware about your health situations. So with Jupiter is aspecting the 1st house, it brings blessings to your physical body. So if you have had some kind of health conditions, health concerns in the past year, you will have a more optimistic view about your situation. And Jupiter represents advisors. So you could also encounter some people that can help you to solve your health conditions in the next 12 months. And Jupiter transiting the ninth house is looking at the fifth house. Fifth house rules social life, how you express yourself. It rules fun, love, affection. So you will definitely become lighter, lighthearted, and enjoy life more under this transit. And the relationship with the children will also improve as well. For Scorpio risings and moon, Jupiter will move through your eighth house. So eighth house is the house of other people's money, resources. It rules the money that you get from other people. So that's why it rules inheritance, donation, and gifts. And eighth house also rules the joint resources, the money that you share with your spouse, share with your business partner. So for Scorpio risings and moon, Jupiter is a functional benefic planet. And Jupiter transits here, you can benefit from other people's finances, wealth, and support in the next 12 months. So not just money, not just cash, you can also benefit from other people's, for example, their clients, their skills, their talents, and so on. And this transit can definitely improve your joint wealth. So your spouse's financial situation will improve. Perhaps your spouse gets a pay rise, a bonus, or maybe you earn from your investments. Jupiter transit here can also mean double income in the family, in the relationship, where you and your spouse both contribute into the relationship. And this is also true if you don't have a romantic partner, but have a business partner. Both of you bring money and resources into your collaboration, or your business partner brings more support and resources, and from which you can benefit. And eighth house, like I said, it's the money that you get from other people, from the service that you provide. So if you work in the commission-based job, or if your job relies on getting more clients buying your service or your products, it could go very well. And during this transit, you can also expect some financial returns coming from other people. For example, if someone owes you money, they pay you back, or tax return, or maybe winning lotteries, insurance, or this is also a good time for applying for loans or financial support if you need it. And basically, you can rely on help from others, meant materially, financially, and emotionally during this transit. Eighth house is not just about money. Eighth house is a very psychological house. So definitely you can rely on other people's supports emotionally. And for Scorpio risings, Jupiter is ruling your second house, transiting the eighth. So your wallet going to a house of ups and downs. And it could be that you change the way you manage your money, because second house is your investments, and that's your wallet, your resources. So it goes into the house of transformation. You change the way you manage your money, or maybe you can have a sudden gain, or you start making more money from your clients. Or it could be that there's a major shift in your core beliefs. Like I said, because the eighth house is also a very psychological house. So you change something, change your core beliefs in regards to money. But overall, Jupiter is ruling your second house, transiting the eighth house, and aspecting back to the second house. So it protects the second house, it protects your wallet. So the changes could be positive, but the level of difficulty and how you deal with changes will vary from person to person. Especially Scorpio is a little bit, can be, depending on the charts, it can be more like fearful. So even though the changes are positive, you might still feel a little bit anxious about that. And eighth house rules anything hidden, hidden resources, hidden knowledge. It rules our ability to see and investigate the unseen. So Jupiter transit here can also take you on a journey to discover on like hidden knowledge, mysteries of life, especially if you have an interest in astrology or other mystical subjects. This is a good time to expand your knowledge in those areas. And another thing that you need to pay attention to is that eighth house rules unexpected changes and situations. And Jupiter usually gives many when it's in the house. So it can amplify those unexpected surprises during the transits. But it doesn't mean it's going to be negative. It depends on the entire chart, but there will definitely be certain situations that grab your attention. So just be mentally prepared for that, for Scorpio risings and moon. Sagittarius risings and moon, Jupiter will move into your seventh house. So in Vedic astrology, each planet has their significant house, and Jupiter's key house is the seventh house because Jupiter is the planet of growth and expansion. And seventh house is the house of creation, like co-creating something with someone. So the creation becomes bigger, greater. So when Jupiter transits the seventh house, this is very significant because this is the beginning of building something big, greater with other people. So that means it could be a baby because baby is something great and then you can live behind for a long time. Or it could be that you create a business empire that can be recognized by the public because seventh house rules other people. So that's the public. So maybe you create a lot of videos on YouTube that can be seen and recognized by a lot of people. Seventh house rules our most significant one-to-one relationships. So this includes our spouse and romantic partner and any close business partnerships. It also represents the contracts that we sign. And Jupiter transit here would definitely bring benevolent partners in your life. And the partnership that you get into during this transit will become very long lasting because you are here to create something together. And for Sagittarius risings, Jupiter is ruling your first house, transiting the seventh. So if you're single, because first house is you and seventh house is other people. So if you're single, there's a good chance to meet someone during this transit. And if you're in a more committed relationship, you could get married this year. Especially Rahu is currently transiting your fifth house, house of love, affection, fun, and pleasures. So this is a great time for Sagittarius rising to build and maintain any relationship or find a partner or take a relationship to the next stage in marriage. Seventh house rules how well you deal with others and how you cooperate, how well you negotiate, and how effectively you exchange things with others. So that's why it's a trading house, it's a business house, and a marketplace. Jupiter is a functional benefic planet for Sagittarius risings. And also, this is your first house lord. So it's Jupiter is auspicious for Sagittarius risings. And when Jupiter transits here in the seventh house, your interaction with other people will increase. And also it brings blessings and luck when you interact with other people. So it brings more opportunities to work with others, to collaborate. It also can bring more beneficial working relationships, more allies. And this is good if you're in the business field or if you work for yourself. And Jupiter transit the seventh house is looking at 11th house. That's also another house of making money and socializing with other people. And also that's another house of marketplace. So more opportunities in the market. For Capricorn risings and moons, Jupiter will transit your sixth house. Sixth house rules work. It uncovers what kind of work that you do because sixth house is below seventh house. So seventh house is other people and sixth house supports seventh house. So that's why it rules the service that we do for other people. It doesn't mean it's your career path, but it is your work situations that you're in. Sixth house also rules daily routines and general obstacles. And when Jupiter transits here, you might start doing something bigger, expensive with your job, which is very good. Especially Jupiter transits your sixth house is aspecting 10th and 2nd. So all the earth houses are getting the blessings from Jupiter. So that means the more work that you put in, the higher you can elevate your reputation. And at the same time, you can also increase your financial situation because Jupiter is looking at the second house as well. And sixth house is a Mercury's house. It's a house of details, nitty-gritty house. So there might be more work that requires attention to details, things to be organized and checked properly, and making sure everything is running smoothly. But usually Capricorn risings are very practical and careful. So you will not feel too much of a trouble, too much of challenge under this influence. For Capricorn risings and moon, Ketu is currently transiting your 10th house. So it could mean changes or disruption in your career path. Perhaps there are some unexpected job transitions or shifts in your responsibilities. And it could trigger a deep introspection into your career path and public image. So you might be re-evaluating your life path and goals. So for Capricorn risings and moons, if you're looking for a new job, Jupiter transiting the sixth house can help you to find a job that you feel more comfortable in, a job that you feel more suitable for. So potential job change is possible under this influence. And Jupiter is a functional malefic planet for Capricorn risings. It means you can also get the negative side of Jupiter. So Jupiter transit here, it will increase your workload and work responsibilities. So it may not create a happy feeling for Capricorn risings, and it can create a lot of stress for you. And also it can also increase the level of competition because you want to do something big and greater in your job. And that can trigger a lot of people, they might get jealous of you. And also sixth house rules like general obstacles, for example, like disagreements, arguments, conflicts, litigation, and so on. So Jupiter can also amplify those situations over the next 12 months. So Capricorn risings and moons, you can expect quite a lot going on. And there might be different factors coming up at the same time that you need to solve. So it feels like a lot of things that you need to solve, and you might get sick because of this level of stress. So really pay attention to your health because your busy schedule and increase the level of stress can make you vulnerable to illness. And sixth house is a house of guts, like digestive system. So watch out for your digestive system because Jupiter transit the sixth house is aspecting the second. So second house is the foods that we eat. So watch out overeating, comfort eating, stress eating, overindulgence in certain foods, and paying attention to your eating habits or any other habits that can cause some health trouble. Now for Aquarius risings and moon, Jupiter will move through your happy house, fifth house. Fifth house is a house of fun, pleasures, children, romance, and all the fun things that we like to do in life. When Jupiter transits in the sign of Gemini in your fifth house, you might find pleasure, fun through Mercury-related things. For example, like instruments, music abilities, tools, learning, gadgets, games, or anything that can help you to express your creativity or help you to teach, because fifth house also is about education. And Rahu is currently moving through the third house. It's also Mercury's house. So, and it's the house of learning and curiosity. So it goes really well with Jupiter transiting the Gemini in the fifth house. You find joy through learning and Mercury related things. And for single Aquarius risings, it could you could meet someone during this transits because Jupiter signifies the husband in woman's charts in Vedic astrology. So if you do meet someone, chances are this person is going to be very significant in your life because they are going to be part of the great thing, the greater thing that you are going to create in this incarnation, because fifth house is 11th from seventh. And seventh house is the key house for Jupiter. And fifth house rules our creative intelligence. So you will feel more inspired and confident to express yourself. And you will become more creative with your ideas, your creation, your work, even your ability to solve problems. And this transit is excellent for people who work in the artistic or creative fields, as well as those in entertainment, glamorous-based industry, or fashion, design, drama, music. You will have a lot of insights, ideas, and inspirations to create your best work. And it's a period where you can gain and grow your recognition and visibility. For Aquarius risings and moon, if you're students, this is a wonderful time to expand your knowledge and you will excel in your education. And you will also feel happy and inspired by your educational opportunities. Because like I said, Jupiter transit here and Rahu transiting your third house, you find joy and pleasure through learning, through Mercury related things. And there's also a possibility of traveling overseas for education because Jupiter transit the fifth house is looking at the ninth house. For Pisces risings and moon, Jupiter will move through your fourth house. Fourth house rules our home, domestic environments, property, gardens, your inner happiness, your family, especially your mother and home country. And Jupiter transit here is quite good because it will enhance your inner happiness, where you're able to remain positive in any stressful situations in life. And for Pisces risings and moon, Saturn is currently moving through your first house. So it may have brought about a sense of heaviness and increased responsibilities in the past 14 months, especially if you're looking from the transit from the moon, because moon rules how you feel, your consciousness. So Pisces moons, Saturn's influence in the first house might have felt heavier and more stressful. But with Jupiter transiting the fourth house is actually a relieving factor because it increases your inner happiness and your emotional stability. So over the next 12 months, you will feel more positive, emotionally stable, and supported by your family and loved ones. And Jupiter is a planet of expansion and growth. You might be inspired to make some changes in your domestic environments. For example, like replacing some furniture or changing your garden, adjusting your home according to feng shui, or even moving homes. So if you're looking for a house to move or expanding your home, you will be able to find the one that you're happy with. And this is also a good time to try and increase the value of the existing property. For example, interior flooring, adding another pool, adding another bathroom, or repainting the exterior of the house. And this is also a good time if you want to add values to your conveniences. For example, your cars, your boats, your yachts, your motorbike, and so on. And for Pisces risings, Jupiter is ruling your first and 10th house, transiting the fourth. So the focus of this year lies on your home, domestic surroundings, and family. So you might find yourself taking on more responsibilities regarding your family or managing all the changes that you like to do in regards to your domestic environments or taking care of properties, gardens, and so on. And Rahu is currently moving through your second house. Second house is also another house that's associated with family and family lineage. So family and property activities could demand more of your attention for the next 12 months. And Jupiter is a significator of wealth. And when it's transiting the fourth house, you can expect some gains from property dealings, perhaps selling or buying. And you start gaining, or maybe you start gaining more from your rental properties or vehicle related business or home related business. And if you're in the professional fields that's related to the fourth house, for example, like real estate, interior design, working in the farm, or like I said, vehicle related business or home related business, or maybe you work from home, this transit can be very supportive in those professional fields. And Jupiter transit the fourth house is aspecting the 10th house. And Jupiter is also the lord of your 10th house, aspecting the house that it rules. So it gives a lot of blessings in your 10th house, in your career as well. So that brings more opportunities and blessings in your professional path. You could invest a lot of efforts into your career goals, and you are able to see progress and new possibilities in your work situation, or even a new, more favorable career change. And this is also a good time to apply for jobs and try to find your calling. So that was Jupiter's transit in Gemini for 12 signs in the next 12 months. And I hope it gives you an idea what to expect and where the opportunities and challenges lie in front of you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Karine. I loved it. I listened to my 3 big ones. Sorry, just a second. Thank you for very in-depth information. That was very enlightening. And again, if anyone wants to contact Karine, I'm putting a link in the description, maybe also a card. You can contact her from there. As you can see, she's very in-depth, very knowledgeable, uses tropical zodiac, again, I'm saying, and whole sign system with also Vedic techniques, which is incredible that you mix both Western and Vedic. But I also do the same, and I've seen amazing results. Thank you very much, Karine.
Thank you so much for your energy and time.
And thank you, everyone, for watching us. Thank you for the expertise, Karine, again. And yes, have a blessed Jupiter in Gemini.
You too. Bye-bye.